Good afternoon. Good morning again. Harbin for Congress? Maybe. Anyway, I just got here to the corner of Torrey Pines a few minutes ago, and a young man driving past coincidentally just said something of an emphasis of the UN is holy. Well, I think that indicates a little bit of a difficulty that, of course, isn't overtly said to the American people. That particular comment might have partly originated from a comment I noted in a journal review that I sent to the Department of Justice recently. There was a man, I forget who, or he didn't identify himself, but he did portray himself as being authoritative. What his comment was, what we just did on this International Space Station, this UN is holy. And you know, what he was implying about was the gay argument and indicating being of a gay orientation. And I'm not accusing anybody, and honest to God, there isn't any time in my life that I'd have ever wanted to wrongfully accuse anyone of anything. All I'm doing here again is mentioning a concerned comment of a man passing by, and reminding of a previous comment that was similar that someone had said associating with the International Space Station. So anyway, I've heard other threats pertaining to the International Space Station, and really, you know, I just want to clarify the matter. I've seen photos of the station in space, and really, it really looks amazing. And if people are behaving and being good for world peace and you know, integrity and law and order, it must be really quite an experience. And I wouldn't want to belittle that. You know, I don't like to be critical. I don't like to be suspicious. But a recent concern, someone said, and I had heard similar allegations said previously, is that there are some who are kind of criminals of conspiracy who visit the space station, who look down at populations, including our own, as though they're nothing really, but really the word skeletons was said. And actually the most recent comment was looking down at us as though we're nothing but skulls and on scales. And those kind of comments are really worrisome. They aren't the kind of comments you hear quoted on news, regular news. And I'm not faulting them about it, except to say that I understand that they have to be sure about their sources, and they aren't meant to be causing frights or concerns about matters that might be propaganda. So, but in this format, I think that it is appropriate that you can say, well, it might be propaganda, but I'm telling you that this is another threat that I have heard. So this is always for our population being safe and secure. You know, I know I've said that many times. It is a recurrent theme because it is really the predominant concern of this prospective campaign. So, what are they implying? That there could be a hazard against our people from space? I'll tell you something else. So back in about 1994, like I've said before, I was forced to a homeless condition because of very loudly obvious noisy disturbance. Psychic, they insist on being facilitated by an operation and some kind of implants. Well, part of the time during '94, since I had experienced a Christ controversy in my own life, I decided I ought to be able to have a safe place to stay on a church property at night, as long as I don't bother anybody during the daytime, and occasionally attend a service respectfully. So I ended up spending a lot of nights on the property of Incarnation Catholic Church on Bee Ridge Road. And just a moment, there was a particular memory. One day, I thought to myself, you know, I've been staying there nights, I haven't been bothered, and it is secure and nice, and a pretty nice principal lady of the school had shared money with me without me even asking. So why don't I be a little bit more attentive to them and visit the rectory and offer some of this paperwork, this amateur kind of paperwork I've been working on for them to consider. So one day I made an appointment and I arrived to the rectory, but a difficulty ensued immediately. The priest who started to talk to me was a very gay demeanor and flippant kind of attitude, not really interested in anything. And when I said words, and I'm also concerned that there's allegations that anti-personnel capability against our people has been installed in space. Well, the particular priest, I don't remember what his name is, was absolutely indifferent, didn't care about anything. And so I decided to very, very much abbreviate what I had first planned to say. And I concluded by saying approximately, and I drink beer and I smoke cigarettes. So anyway, the answer of the priest was, well, the book says we aren't supposed to drink and we aren't supposed to smoke, so we don't do that. And then he offered me two $5 gift certificates to the nearby cash and carry store. So I accepted the food certificates and walked away and went to the cash and carry. And along the way, I said, well, despite the negative experience of the particular priest, I'll just kind of consider the gift like, in a way, being from God, you know. Certainly not because of the particular man who gave it to me, but otherwise. So anyway, I walked into the cash and carry store, and a song was on the music system I don't really particularly like, but it happened to be a song that includes How Sweet It Is to Be Loved by You. So anyway, I turned onto one of the aisles, and suddenly there was an extraordinary kind of appearance in the ceiling area of the store. It sounded kind of like the unfurling of a flag or something similar in the wind. And it was an image representative of Christ wearing a multicolor kind of robe, the style that you've seen from thousands of years ago, and looking to me, saying, I should say it to you like this, how sweet it is to be loved by you. And with a gesture. And there was what looked like a 1 second time lag between the enunciation of his speaking, I forget the exact detail. And then poof, the image disappeared. So anyway, it was an incandescent appearance. The store lighting, of course, was fluorescent. So anyway, it was kind of a mystery. I don't know how it happened. It might, of course, be a capability by an entity of a church or another entity somewhere. But anyway, it was just an interesting experience. But what happened soon after was that some got really kind of arrogantly against the particular appearance and closed the particular cash and carry store. And on one day of Tuttleby Plaza, and on one particular day, I was walking past and they had covered all the front windows except there was a bit of a gap on the door. And I looked in and I saw a very tall ladder, very tall step ladder, and a woman, big bushy black hair, was standing near the top of the ladder, looking to exactly the girder, the ceiling support, exactly where the appearance that I have mentioned had occurred. So, there are some people that kind of accept that, yes, there are mysterious instances, but they don't really like the person that they occur to. So anyway, another modification ended up happening to the same particular building. It looks like somebody decided to install a window doorway way up on the second level of the particular building, although there isn't a second floor. So anyway, the reason for this message was to mention that I had mentioned concern against the possibility of anti-personnel capability in space as far back as '94, and I had mentioned specifically on behalf of the American people, and the answer of a priest of the Catholic Church was indifferent, without any concern at all. And I know that kind of attitude does continue variously, and we should be concerned. And I'm hoping, again, that everyone's having a good day.